So Parti.
Yeah.
So I heard you guys are doing something with predictions. Talk to
Yeah,
me
so
more.
we got live stream prediction markets
First
as
of all,
far
give
as
the intro to a Parti for people that don't know what it is.
yeah, so we're a more mainstream live streaming platform, particularly in the U.S. market. So like for the last year, we've had some of the biggest names in streaming on the site. And what we're doing that's unique now is you can pull up any prediction market on any topic you're talking about. Streaming is the sort of most popular form of media for discussing current events that we're seeing unfold in the last year. A lot of times you just tweet about something or you'd watch like the regular news or someone would have a weekly YouTube show. And now people are just going live talking about what's happening, for example, in the Middle East. And so the way that, we uh, did the platform is while you're talking about these topics, you can pull up the relevant markets, pin
Is it
them
like
above your.
something, or did you build your own?
So we did a custom integration across various existing markets.
Cool.
So like out of the box, incredibly good liquidity available for all sorts of markets, topics, finance, sports, politics. So like we could be talking now about like, okay, they've closed the Strait of Hormuz, oil's skyrocketing. We're going to pin the oil market to the chat here. So everyone's watching the stream. We're talking about oil prices. They can see the market right above the live chat and they can participate in the various options. Like, will it be priced above 130 a barrel by March 15th? Right,
Nice.
20% odds. So
How
you
does
can.
the All right? So if you integrate it to a number of markets, like how do the assets work? Are you using like USDC, and Do you manage all the bridging?
Uh, a lot of the bridging we're using the Polymarket bridge for crypto.
Yeah.
So like we do accept. Should I like share a screen and show you? I mean,
Yeah.
I'll just talk.
Do it. No, let's do it.
So we found that like it's kind of overly complicated for normies as you may call them to deposit crypto or like have a crypto wallet to
Yeah. So all right. So Party has its own wallet. So let's say I go on the Party wallet. I have USDC in the wallet, and then I want to put a prediction on Polymarket. So how did that flow actually work?
Yeah, so I just pulled it up on the screen. So like my account right now has $0 in it, right? So if I click like portfolio or cash, we've got deposit here, and you can transfer crypto, and we give you so many options basically. So like you can literally transfer Bitcoin, Solana, and essentially it goes through a router using the Poly Market bridge,
Okay.
and it comes out as USDC.
Nice.
And so you don't have to have a certain type of coin to get started. You can send in basically almost any coin you could possibly have. There would be a small fee if it's not USDC, which is also kind of cool though, we realize, because it's like a different form of exchange, right? Like you put Bitcoin in and you're getting USDC out, and you can withdraw Solana. So it's like a different type of interface to change coins, which is sort of a byproduct of that. But then if you don't have crypto, we also have a fiat on ramp, off ramp. It knows right now that I'm in a country based on my VPN that they're not going to allow. So
Yeah.
as you see, we have auto blockers in. But let's say you were in a country that's allowed, it will allow you to buy up to $10,000 worth of any crypto you want. You can choose the address to receive it. So we have fiat on ramp, off ramp, which I think is quite unique with Stripe. No, I don't understand why more people aren't using Stripe. I mean, they're like, the ultimate in payments, but you see a lot of MoonPay and other providers that are typically being used. I think you'll see more people start to use Stripe because it's a really good experience.
So you can click right from. Sorry, I just added this to the stage. So maybe go back to the beginning. I'm not sure
Yeah,
what's.
so look, we're at the home page. You can see some streamers live right now. You can see some of the featured creators. Some people are from politics, and
Okay,
some
and
are
so
from.
how does it work? So if I'm a streamer and I have a
Yep,
prediction market,
yep.
and do I get a piece of those fees?
Yeah, you do. So here's some just highlight predictions. Let's click view all, right? Okay, I want to go see some more.
Yeah.
Let's say that I'm really interested in talking about on my stream, um, will there be a new supreme leader, right? So I can hit this pin button,
Yeah.
and then when you are on a profile, this is my profile. Um, you can see the market right here, right?
Right.
So if I were to be live, this banner, you'd actually just see my live stream.
Yeah.
Uh, and you got the chat here, and then people can click. And then, like you said, say someone clicks this, right?
Yeah.
And then they buy that market. The streamer who pinned the market gets half the fees. And so
I
you
love
can
that, man.
see the page over here that
It's so much
shows.
better than creator coins. Cause like I would never buy a coin from some creator. But if someone had an interesting viewpoint and I could act on that viewpoint and speculate while I'm listening to it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
the
it's a
person hits
really,
like he prompted me to make that decision. That's awesome.
yeah, I think it's amazing. And, streaming's all about that engagement between fan and creator because they're directly chatting in real time.
Yeah.
And
Even think of like mainstream media. Like if you were watching CNN on election night and you could make wagers as you're watching um
that's the future, Rob, one way or another.
yeah, and
That is
parties
the future.
and you're starting off the party. I love it,
That's
man.
right.
So is this live?
Yeah, you're looking at it. Party.com.
By the way, I should note that I'm an investor in Party. Uh,
That is true.
so I'm biased, but this is awesome.
Yeah, but you didn't even know about this until this
Yeah,
meeting.
this is why we did this.
Yeah, I actually we just made this live maybe last night. Didn't
Okay.
even announce it on the site
Who's the
yet.
biggest streamer right now that you have that's kind of promoting this?
Myron's really popular. It's like if we're talking about the current events, especially, he's a political streamer in the U.S. Myron Gaines. I mean, he's probably one of the most clipped of any content creator in the U.S. right now. So
Yeah.
I'd say he's the number one for sure.
And even when
Uh,
the stream ends, is the market still stay up next to them so that you can still make
yeah, it'll stay up as long on that. See, we haven't announced it, so I don't even know if anyone has even like put a market up yet because we didn't even put out instructions or tell anyone. I'm kind of watching to see if people figure it out on their own. I
okay.
did see some screenshots from some communities where they were asking questions about it on Discord, and like it was kind of cool to see people like investigating it on their own. But yeah, you'll see it above your chat until you unpin it.
Yeah.
So it'll stay here. I can pin as many markets as I want, or maybe I forget if maybe we limit it to 10 or 15. But point is, like, I can go back to this and say, all right, we're going to talk about uh, who's playing tonight, NBA, right? Let's uh, let's go Knicks Lakers. We could pin Knicks Lakers. So
Hold on. Go to NHL. I want to see. I should have bet on the Devils against the Rangers last night, but let's see. Let's
yeah,
see
kick
the.
us off, man. Kick us off. Start placing some predictions to get some
Okay,
volume going.
there we go. Devils, Red Wings. Bet on the Devils. I'll get you back if you lose.
Yeah, you think Devils is the play?
They got it, man. They need a miracle run to make the playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it. And you could minimum bet 50 cents.
No, so what 50 cents means is that right now this is apparently a total 50-50 match according to
Ah,
the odds.
yeah.
So if we look at
The
the
Red
order
Wings
book,
doesn't that be that good this year then?
yeah, it looks like it's a 50-50, which is that's cool though, it's a coin
Yeah,
flip.
there you go.
It's better than sports books too because like say if in a prediction market you buy so right now there's $6,700 of liquidity available at 51 cents.
Okay.
So you could drop 6.7K on 51 cents. So let's say Red Wings win. This is for Red Wings, by the way. Did you want Devils, did you say?
Yeah, yeah.
So Devils. Okay, so 51 cents. You could buy 30 grand worth. So it's pretty liquid.
Hmm.
When the market resolves, as they put it, which means Devils win in the end, right? Your
Yeah.
shares are going to be worth $1. So you're buying shares at 51 cents.
Ah, okay.
And when the market wins, you're cashing out those shares
That
for a
double.
dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
And if you were to buy this on the sports book right now, you would be probably paying like, plus or minus 110 to win 100, right? So like they take that 10% spread on you. This is why prediction markets are so disruptive for sports predictions as compared to betting on sports. This is a bit of a controversy
Yeah.
in the industry. But for the sports books, they're kind of fucked, right? Because this is mostly peer to peer. We charge small fees. If you limit order, it's less than 1%. If you're market buying, it could be up to a few percent. In which case, you're still paying less than half the fee you would be putting to the sports book if you paid the spread.
Nice. So if I'm a streamer and I want to get involved in this, what can they do?
Yep. So everything's turnkey. You don't need to talk to anybody. It's all automated. You literally just sign up. It takes about 30 seconds. You have an account, add your profile pictures, make your bio like you would do on any website, and then just go to the predict section right here. Start pinning markets, and you can start streaming. Put your link out to your fans, have them start participating in the predictions you pin, and you'll start earning fees, which you can track right here in the referral section. I haven't earned any fees yet because I haven't pinned any markets.
Yeah. Got it.
Um,
Cool. And so, you were way ahead of everybody in terms of launching Party, focusing on revenue before getting PMF before you launch the token. So just curious how that's going.
well, there's the macro environment, and then there's like when it makes sense for us to have it be a part of our platform, right?
Yeah.
I think tokens in general are shattered at the moment, right? So it's good we didn't launch a token yet because no matter how good you are, it doesn't seem like there's many winners. But there's also opportunity in that, right? Fogo, I think, is one. It's in the market now, right? And people can start adopting while there's good building going on and new use cases that could get adopted. So there's kind of the counter argument to not only be so concerned about the macro environment. When it makes sense for Party to have a token, I actually have a really cool vision for this. You can give me your feedback.
Yeah.
I think one of the big problems in prediction markets currently is what's called the resolution of a market. That's when it's being determined, did yes or no win? And there's a
Yeah.
lot of
By the way,
controversies.
and
Like
with Polymarket, they use like an oracle or is there a committee?
there's a lot of fancy words. It's people choosing, right, at the
Okay.
company. Uh,
Centralized. It's some
Yeah.
centralized.
So in the future, though, I mean, I think you can imagine that it will be Oracle database for a lot of the markets. Automated resolution. Obviously, the Bulls won tonight, so that's an easy one, right? There's no debate if the Bulls won or lost when the game's over. So something like that's an easy one. But every now and then you have these uh, sort of tricky ones. So the other day there was a scandal at Kalshi because there was a market. Will Khomeini be
Out.
ousted as the leader by this date?
Right.
And he was, but he was killed. And it is illegal to wager on someone's death, potential death in the United States,
Yeah.
where they're regulated. So they had to,
A fulfilling prophecy.
yeah, it's a there. I agree with that law. It should not be legal to bet on someone's death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I don't think that their language around how that market could resolve was very clear. So people thought removed for any reason would be removed. And basically, there was maybe a 20% chance he would be removed. But when he died, there was a 100% chance. So that was a 5x. And actually, I think it was bigger than that. It was like a 10%. Actually, funny enough, I got a 10x in the will the U.S. strike Iran by February 28th. I won that. I actually hit on that for 10x. Um, But when the Khomeini one, he died. So he was removed, but then he died, so that they gave everyone the last price. So say you had that 10x, well, it went straight to 100%. Or yes, along the way, maybe there was some news, so it went up a bit, but they filled everyone at that last price before he was announced dead.
Yeah.
So like people quit using Kalshi and said it was a scam, and so like this is a issue of it's a new industry. How do we resolve these markets fairly? Is there a dictator choosing, which is kind of how it's currently being run? So
Yep.
the way I see it is this is actually something we should talk about because we may need some infrastructure for this, and maybe Fogo could be a good match. I think we should have a decentralized committee who holds the tokens, and the decentralized committee does the resolutions. So maybe that's 100 people running the nodes, and maybe you need majority. And every time they resolve a market, they get a small fee, out of the pool of fees that was collected on that market. So that there's the incentive to constantly resolve markets. Then it's decentralized. It's more of a committee approach versus the company resolving the market. So that
Yeah.
when we talk about, the pools that could be essentially an AMM, right? Let's say we launch a new market. Instead of having Jump just fill both sides and have their algos going, in theory, you could seed it with 5 grand on each side and let an AMM just determine the yes or no, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's probably a good
What
argument
would
that
happen?
that's a better.
An outlier, if someone voted against it, they get slashed. Or if
Yeah,
they're
yeah. Look,
yeah,
well, I mean, look, I think that in the spirit of blockchain and crypto, this is a perfect use case where it's better to have a committee of people kind of making the governance and rules as they go,
yeah,
because when it's more decentralized, there's more smart minds that are involved in developing that versus just the company or someone like me who I will not be the perfect person to design that solution.
yeah,
But I think in this industry, there's a lot of much smarter people that are technical or mathematicians and come from all different backgrounds that the sharing of ideas around that use case could develop something really interesting. And the way I see it, it's wide open. Polymarket Kalshi, I'll be honest, like it's very early still, even though they're considered big companies. This is a brand new industry, and there's a lot of room for innovation and new players to establish new ways of doing these things. So I
yeah,
think this is, you know, I'm excited about prediction markets. I think it's the trend of 2026 alongside AI. There's kind of two really cool things. Everyone knows AI is the thing, but I think prediction markets is something that is going to explode. And I think that it's a new form of media. It's not just a financial market. It's a way to discuss current events in the lens of here's what the numbers are showing from the people, right? Here's what the market is determining.
in the game.
Yeah, here's what the market has determined is the viable chance that this would occur, and it's much better than what we've had for hundreds of years with corporate newspapers and TV shows to tell us what the odds are, right?
Right. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's kind of like you would need this decentralized governance to determine like what is truth, what actually happened, um, which in today's world is like
I think
harder than
step one is it's about what are the rules for resolution. You get that right first, because if the rules are very clear, you'll have less controversy.
what are
If the rules
examples.
of policy would have said in plain letters for everyone to see, if death is not considered removed, you know, there
Right.
wouldn't be this controversy. They could just say, look at the rules. So, like, I think you have to first make
Yeah.
sure that what you consider a resolved market is very clear, and then it makes the second part much easier.
Yeah, I haven't looked much into Hyperliquid's plans, but if they
Yeah,
have a similar model uh, to HIP-3, then anybody would be able to spin up a prediction market. If they stake whatever 500K hype. So yeah, so I wouldn't count out Hyperliquid from getting some real traction, especially since they have you know lots of punters already on the platform.
of course. Yeah, I would say they're probably the they're the most turnkey to launch these markets. Now, what does that matter for us? I mean, not much. We can integrate those markets and get fees as well. We're a consumer platform with content. So if people are spinning up
Yeah.
good content, we have people talking about it. I think you could consider us just a layer on top of it. But I do think that, again, like that opportunity to strike quickly and get a plan in place to have some infrastructure with a decentralized governance board and the ability for people to spin up their own markets is super interesting and super early. Yeah,
All
let's
right,
do it.
Brian, thanks. Super interesting conversation. I'm glad you're safe. I hope you're able to return home soon. Man, I'm gonna go on Party and make some predictions. So
Yeah, man.
congrats on that.
Report
Looks
any
real.
bugs. I'm sure you'll find a couple.
Yeah. And next time we'll talk more about Fogo.
Yeah, dude, I need to hear more. You guys are
All
out
right.
there in the wild now. All right, cheers,
All
Rob. Talk soon.
right, Brian. Thanks again. See ya.
Bye.